Legend of Korra, guys. Yes, Legend of Korra. Uh, I thought they would go on hiatus after showing 6 episodes straight, but hey, more the merrier, right? So with 7 episodes down and only 5 more to go for chapter 1. This episode was entitled "The Aftermath." So I'm gonna give my thoughts on this. Bottom line, the show just keeps getting better and better. This was a superb episode. We got more people involved, and we got to see a lot more people involved in this war that's supposed to be coming, and where people side and where people stand. And one person involved is who I'm going to talk about now. Okay, so bottom line, we all should have expected that Mako and Bolin were going to move in with Sasami at her mansion. Okay, but we all should have known Korra was going to try to get them to live with her for a while too. She still has feelings for Mako, but Mako's with with a Sasami. A lot was on the line in this episode for Beifong as well. Like, her career was on the line because remember she proved that she was going to keep the arena safe from Doctor Doom. I mean, Amon. I'm sorry, guys. He reminds me of Doctor Doom. I'm sorry, and I'm not the only one that says that. We thought she would keep, but she failed in a way. So they were almost about to strip her of her job, because of what happened, what transpired. So I felt that was like, oh, you know what? I understand that, but I think that was a little too extreme. She couldn't have anticipated that would have happened, in my opinion. But it was still good. What really is what was the killer of this episode was the fact that we found out who is also part of the Equalists. And it's none other than Sasami's father. Yes. Sato. He's actually a part of she's a part of the Equalists. He is providing them with their weapons, everything like that. And it was really interesting, at first when Korra, she was at the mansion, she came, as a courtesy, and then later on she came back with Lin, Beifong, some of the other metal benders, and Tenzin, and they basically, questioned, and I knew it wasn't going to end really bad. She was going, Mako was like, you're jealous, you're doing this, and unfortunately, she was right. They came back. They found information that Sasami's father is actually one of them, from a Equalist, a man who was actually a part of the Equalist, but he sorry about that. But he found out that he didn't think the Equalist was going to go that far. So that was that was kind of the messed up part about it. So, but he told them about it, and that was interesting. They found the hidden bunker where they were, and that's where Tenzin, Korra, Lin, and all of them come back to the mansion. They find a hidden tunnel underneath. It was really cool because Beiling did something that her mother used to do. How she was able to see things. She did like that echolocation move, and she found that there was a tunnel. They went down, but it was a trap. And we find out that they see all the weapons, and they find out that here's the kicker right here, guys. What really was interesting to find out that the suits that Sato made for the Equalists are made out of platinum, and platinum metal benders have a hard time. They can't bend that metal. Even Toph couldn't bend it. And I was like, interesting. A precious metal that we see a lot of rappers in society today wear, can't be bent by a metal bender. That threw me away. I was like, wow, okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. But it was basically the upper hand. They had the upper hand in this fight, Sato and his men, and it wasn't until Mako and Bolin came to help, and then later on, Sasami saw, and she finally got to see, her dad, what she is. Why? Now the question you might be asking yourself is why. The explanation of why he joined is because of his mansion was robbed somewhere down in the past, and his wife was killed by a firebender. Once again, it's a firebender again. We've heard this before, haven't we? And that was interesting. I found that interesting once again, and that's why he joined the Equalists. A little, for me. I thought it'd be a little bit more, but I guess that's okay. When Sasami saw her dad, she was like, join us, come on. And it looked like Sasami was gonna do it out of love for her dad. She picked up the gauntlet, she put it on, and Mako's like, no. And what happens next? She says, I'll always love you, Dad. And she shocked him, and she turned on her dad. So it was like, okay, she must really love Mako, or she doesn't want any part of that. Bottom line, she doesn't want any part of it, seems like. And they were able to get Tenzin, Beiling, and Beifong and Korra out, but they left the other metal benders behind. And Beifong told Tenzin that I'm gonna find them, and I'm gonna do it outside the law. And we also saw Korra basically confront Mako and tell him, like, I'm sorry about what happened, but she was being the bigger woman in this. She basically said, basically, Sasami needs you. Stand by her. And I thought that was big of Korra to do, but you still saw the aspiration on her face when afterwards she was like, I lost again, another lost, But this episode was really good. Aftermath was really good, and it just makes you want to know how the first chapter is going to end with only 5 more episodes left. But so far, so good, very good, and that I just loved it. I love this episode. Really interesting, more interesting takes on, especially with the whole metal benders can't bend platinum and things like that. That's really interesting. But you guys tell me what you thought about this episode 7 entitled The Aftermath. And this is Mount Vernon Kid. Hope you guys enjoyed. And you know what I say, guys. I love to hear you guys' input. Bring it. On to the next.